Good morning. My name is Jerry Tuttle, and I am an SNHU graduate, and I'd like to talk about how I used my degree in a volunteering effort. So first, a little background about myself. I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics and a master's degree in mathematics. My career has been as an insurance company actuary. But then later in my career, I decided that the subject of data analysis had somehow passed over me. And I decided I wanted to learn this. And I chose to go back to school for a master's in data analytics at SNHU, which I finished in 2021. I enjoyed the student experience at SNHU, and I've stayed on to become an adjunct faculty member in math and data analytics. And I'm enjoying that quite a bit too. So let me tell you about my volunteer experience. So for years, I have been attending an organization called ACMA, which is American Community Music Association. I've been attending as a listener. This is a group of original singer-songwriters who perform music in what's called an Americana music style. And what this is some combination of roots, country, folk, bluegrass, and blues. This ACMA organization is a nonprofit 501c3 organization. I've been attending as a listener, as I mentioned, and some time ago they put out a request for volunteers. What they had intended for volunteers is people to set up the chairs and work the concession stand and so on. That sort of thing did not interest me. But having this brand new degree in data analytics, I thought this would be a fun opportunity to put this degree in action. So I volunteered to do data analysis work for this music organization. And of course, they were quite surprised at that. That's not what they were looking for. But we chatted. I only know them from the listener point of view. I really didn't know them from the organization point of view. I needed to learn quite a bit about the organization. And we talked about what sort of things could interest them, particularly about their attendees. And we decided that I could do something useful for them. So I took a look at what data they had collected, which was all on paper, no computer, but had just been sitting in someone's desk for years. And I compiled their data, and I did some things. I looked at their attendance per event, average attendance, minimum and maximum. I split their attendees into members and non-members. I split their attendees into first-time attendance versus returnees. I looked at whether when they have some better name performers, do they have higher attendance? And the answer is yes. I made some suggestions for other data fields that they might want to collect. And also that they might look into local restaurants on the nights of performances as to whether these restaurants might offer a coupon for someone who's then going to attend an event. And then I wrote a report. Um, uh, their logo is "It's all about the music." I crossed out the word music, and my report was entitled "It's all about the data," which I found funny. I kept the report simple because the audience was not data analysts, but board members of this music group. I included some graphs. I tried to make the graphs simple to read. And this in particular data visualization is the name of a data analytics course I took towards my degree. I was certainly thinking about making my data visually easy to absorb, something the course talked about. And So I wrote up this report, um, which surprisingly they then sent on to someone else without my knowledge. They sent it to a group to whom they hoped to get funding, which was fine. A couple of good lessons from this, which I actually share with my students as I put on my teacher hat. One is it's important to produce good quality written reports, which SNHU talks about quite frequently. But here was an example, and in particular, here was an example where my report was sent to some higher ups without my knowledge. So I'm glad I took some time and wrote a good quality report. Um, and although I did not use this volunteer experience with the idea of finding work, I do share with my students. I teach at the undergraduate level. Um, Students who are studying data analytics and hope to get a job in data analytics uh, probably have no real world experience in this. This was a valuable way to gain some real world experience without getting a formal internship, which are hard to find. So I invite my students to do something similar. I invite them to find a nonprofit group, hopefully one that you're already a member of and have some familiarity with, and offer to volunteer and do data analysis work for them, and write a report. And this would be some good experience. This would be something to put on a resume. I suspect people looking for employment who are competing against many talented people. Many of these talented people won't have something like this. I think you'd really stand out with this. But nevertheless, I was able to use some things from my degree in volunteer work, and I'm grateful for that. And I encourage students to do something similar with the things they learn in their degrees. So thanks for this opportunity to share this, and I wish everyone good luck.